Good evening, everybody. We are gathered here to discuss or shed our thoughts on the Indian hotel industry in particular. We know what hotels are. We know how the hospitality sector has evolved over time with technology over the course of time. It has shown tremendous improvement in quality and also in the services offered. Next slide. Yeah, the hotel segment includes not only hotels, different segment of hotels, like there is star rating and also resorts and stuff like that. And professionally run guest houses and homestays are also gaining traction these days. These accommodations are booked through offline and online mode, and online mode has gained traction, particularly in these recent years. Soon after the pandemic time, many websites are offering serving as a channel to make these bookings. We can make bookings through a tour operator, a travel agency. An online travel agency is also very popular. Even the hotels follow the very conventional method of taking bookings through telephone calls or whatever like that. And some well-known providers in the space are hotels.com, Make My Trip, Trivago, GoIbibo, Bookings.com, and there are many more players. We can continue on and on speaking about them. And some of the major players, especially in the hotel industry, major players in the industry can be Oberoi Hotels and Resorts, the Park Hotel, Lemon Tree Hotel, the Indian Hotel Company Limited, and many groups like Marriott, Hyatt, they have also entered into the space. The revenue of the hotel industry has shown tremendous improvement over years. It is projected to reach around 7.66 billion US dollars by 2023, and an expected CAGR growth is also known of 8.29% by 2027, which will result into a projected market volume of 10.53 billion US dollars. In the hotel segments particularly, the number of users is expected to reach a quantum of 61.3 million by 2027. And the penetration has also improved over a year. And we projected from 2023 to 2027, there'll be an improvement from 3.2% to 4.2% by 2027. And the average revenue per user is also increasing year on year, and it's just around $167 as of now. In the hotel segment, 60% of the total revenue, around 60% will be generated through online sales in the near future, probably. In the chart, it's shown that the average revenue per user is seeing a consistent trend over the years, but in the upcoming years it will improve for sure. And also the sales channels that are getting used, offline and online models are preferred, even though online model is gaining traction. Soon after the 2020 pandemic time and all, people have started using the online mode very voraciously, I would say. And offline mode is bit coming, the margins are coming down. And the penetration rate is also improving, except for 2022, which was the pandemic time, as all of you know. And improving, and it'll keep to improve in the upcoming years. And the penetration rate, the value of penetration rate is also is improving over the time, except for the 2020 year, which is an exception due to some unforeseen circumstances. And looking or speaking about the pest analysis of the hotel industry in particular, we all know what is pestle. We break down the industry into various chunks, like, and we look at it from various perspectives, like the political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, legal, and environmental factors that govern the whole industry in total. So we analyze these factors to understand how the hotel industry performs in the current scenario as of now, and how these factors impact this industry in particular.
So now I'll start describing the pastel analysis. So the first factor which we will include is the political factors. So the hotel industry is largely dependent on tourism and thereby on the government regulations of the country. The more open a government is towards tourism laws, the larger amount of tax it can withdraw from the hotel industry. Talking about the areas that are under political strife, the hotel industries perform poorly in those areas. A recent factor that has posed as a threat to this industry is terrorist attacks are high. Uh, uh, Terrorist attacks in high profile hotels are very much probable. Then we'll look at the economic factors. So, a large part of this industry is composed of luxury hotels. The recessions, inflations, and other economic fallouts severely affect people's ability to afford luxury hotels. But at the same time, they also lead to a higher demand for budget hotels that thereby increasing certain verticals of this industry. Also, foreign exchange rates are another economic factor that affects the ability of foreign travelers to employ the hotel services. Developing countries must concentrate on growing their budget for hotel industries to welcome more foreign guests and expand their economy. Uh, Now, if we talk about socio-cultural factors, so the current generation is basically showing a strong trend towards traveling. Also, the social media platform helps to create this peer pressure to travel on this current generation. Uh, this tendency will further grow in the future, leading to even more demand for the hotels. So most governments have ensured through legal measures that no such discrimination is allowed to take place uh, in hotels. Uh, Also, hotels are providing discounts and other offers to ensure that the people are able to afford longer and more luxurious stays. So, if we talk about the next factor, which is technological factor, uh, so hotels have become more and more technology friendly in recent times. Almost all of them are fitted with CCTV cameras to provide the security to the guests that stays in the hotels. Also, Wi-Fi services, lifts, intercoms, etc., are some of the most common technological services that can be found in any hotel in recent times. Online booking facilities have helped to boost the booking rate, as we have seen in the graph that online mode of booking is increasing year on year. So it is helping to boost the booking rate. Also, the ability of guests to write reviews has also ensured that hotels provide better services and no act of discrimination takes place. Now, I would request Pavitra to continue further.
Now let's talk about legal factors. The legal environment of a country is extremely crucial to the growth of the hotel industry, and almost all countries now have discrimination laws in place as well. Also, many governments are also offering tax deductions to the hotel industry in order to boost their economy. There are also compliances that all hotels need to meet. Hotels are also becoming more strict in terms of their identification before allowing a guest to use their facilities. Next. Environmental factors. Countries that have severe weather conditions have a difficult time flourishing their hotel industry. Also, the rising weather crisis has incremented such factors in certain places. Hotels are now being put under a lot of pressure by both governments and environmental activities to ensure a minimal carbon footprint. And due to massive amount of disposable items, it can be the cause of serious environmental concerns. Hotels are still continuing to use environmentally harmful materials are facing a downfall in demand. Next. Now let's talk about the corporate strategies of ITC. ITC is a board managed professional company committed to creating enduring value for the nation and the shareholder. and it has rich organizational culture rooted to his core values of respect for people and belief in empowerment. Its philosophy of all-round value creation is backed by strong corporate governance, policies, and systems. ITC's corporate strategies are: create multiple drivers of growth by developing a portfolio of world-class businesses that best matches organizational capability with the opportunities in domestic and export markets. And to continue to focus on the chosen portfolio of FMCG, hotels, paper, paperboards, and packaging, agribusinesses, and information technology as well. Benchmark the health of each business comprehensively across the criteria of market trending, profitability, and internal vitality, and to ensure that each of its businesses is world-class and internationally competitive. To enhance the competitive power of the portfolio through synergies derived by blending the diverse skills and capabilities residing in ITC's various businesses, and to create distributed leadership within the organization by nurturing talented and focused top management teams for each of the businesses, and to continuously strengthen and refine corporate governance processes and systems to catalyze the entrepreneurial energies of management by striking the golden balance between the executive freedom and effective control and accountability. Thank you.
Now let's understand this industry using Potter's five forces. First of all, let's understand what Potter's five forces are. Potter's five forces helps to identify where power lies in a business situation. This is useful in both understanding the strength of an organization's current competitive position and the strength of a position that an organization may look to move into. So starting with competitive rivalry, in this industry, rivalry is really intense because the cost of product differentiation and switching costs are low. Also, the business growth required is greater than the rate at which the business is growing. In this industry, in an industry such as this, where there is a high capital cost, the pressure to sell the capacity by price cutting is really high. So moving on to the next one, the threat of new entrants. Hotel industry is characterized by high capital costs. The hotel has to make sure that the high capital cost is gaining its worth in the form of output. Existing hotel chains have an advantage over local entrepreneurs as the brand image and the customer loyalty. New entrants have to be conscious about the target market and quality services. New entrants will be at disadvantage as the best locations are limited in the metropolitan cities. Now, moving on to the supplier bargain power. The power of suppliers over the hotel industry is relatively low. Industry is only subjected to the power of labor, trained staff, and personnel. It has low and indirect pressure on the competitiveness, and a hotel has to maintain a cost advantage over its rival and be innovative in about differentiating.
Now let's talk about the buyer bargain power. This industry is subjected to high power of buyers. The concentration of buyers is higher than the market players. Certain group of buyers exercise power over the hotel industry when the purchasing power of hotel rooms is in bulk is required. This includes tour operators, domestic and international airlines, and convention organizers and participants. When business travelers are concerned, the differentiation becomes significant and the hotels are under pressure to keep the brand unique. On the other hand, when leisure travelers and tourists are taken into consideration, the hotels have to compete in prices. Now let's talk about the threat of substitution. It is relatively low. The hotel industry can thrive without the threat to except in times of recession. In case of accommodating large group of people like traveling groups and business travelers, the hotel doesn't face a threat of substitute. However, it faces a competition of differentiation. Now let's take the example of Lemon Tree Hotels. Lemon Tree Hotels is India's largest hotel chain in the mid-priced hotel sector and the third largest overall, on the basis of controlling interest in owned and leased rooms as of June 30th, 2017, according to the Howrath report. They operate in the upscale segment and in the mid-market sector, consisting of upper mid-scale and economy segments. They deliver differentiated yet superior service offerings with a value for money proposition. Let's talk about the corporate strategies of Lemon Tree Hotels. The company has implemented a detailed plan for learning and development in order to deliver on its brand promise, and has developed customized content and training processes for the Lemon Tree Hotels that would world-class as well as benchmarked across industries. Lemon Tree focuses on delivering a healthy triple bottom line, that is planet, people, and profit, through its sustainability initiatives. Lemon Tree Hotels has implemented many eco-friendly processes for energy saving, water preservation, and responsible waste management, as well as measures to control water, noise, and environmental pollution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. It was very an insightful session. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your thoughts on the topic. Thank you so much.